What's up, guys? What's going on? Camp Out coming at you with a very extensive review. So if you want to fast forward to any particular shoe, I will timestamp them all while I'm speaking right now. If you guys are unfamiliar with what's going on, this is my, what I get, 8 of them? 8. I didn't get all 9 that dropped because the Converse is out of the picture for now. 8 of the 10 from the Off-White collection. I did 2 earlier, which were the Air Jordan 1 and the Presto. They will not be in this review. If you want to see the Air Jordan 1 and the Presto review, just scroll back a little bit in the history of my videos and you'll see it's not too far. But this is the Airmax 90, size 10.5. Right off the bat, I could have did an 11. They ran a little bit snug. Just a heads up. Pop them out of the box real quick. All right, let's get into it. Airmax 90, basic construction from an Airmax 90, except it's inverted. Basically, the ghosting pairs, or some of the pairs more specifically, were inverted. So the material is on the outside, where you would normally see it on the inside. So even with the swoosh, typically you wouldn't see all of this stitching. They use a different kind of material on the swoosh, more of a rubber, not like your typical aesthetic that you get from a regular or GR or inline version of an Air Max 90. Inverted mesh on the toe box, more of a synthetic leather, or I guess the inside of synthetic leather. I'm not really sure what this material is, but it feels like synthetic leather on the toe cap and the underlay of the swoosh. A very rugged suede or nubuck on the underlay of that in between the swoosh and or actually the mudguard of the Air Max 90. It would be called welded technology across this strap here to kind of hold the pieces in, which I like that effect very much so, because that's what you would get on the inside of the shoe. So it's kind of fire. Most people don't know that. Like I said, everything is inverted. You got an OG tongue across with the exposed foam Air Max 90 moniker on the left side of that. Footbed is actually inverted as well. Most people don't realize that it's inverted, but so it's basically all these little ribs on the footbed. That's usually what's on the other side of the footbed, just a heads up. Like, this material would be flipped. You would still have this, but it would be flipped, and this would be kind of like the adhesive to the actual, I guess, footbed itself, or this foam portion. Kind of fire, nice little detailing effect. Let me put this back in here. Well, I gotta get that fixed up later, but anyway, it's a little pushed up inside there, but it says the 10 on the footbed. Roll into the medial side, you got Off-White for Nike Air Max 90, Beaverton, Oregon, USA, C 1990. Obviously 90, Air Max 90. Anyway, a couple of other pieces that most people don't realize is that this piece flips up in the back here on the heel portion. Like I said, super exaggerated on the inverted, but it's very, very fire, well executed. 90 wasn't my favorite model, but definitely dope after in hand. I'm not upset with this whatsoever. All exposed foam on the collar area of the shoe. It's clean. Canvas on the inside, comfortable, but like I said, runs a little bit snugger than I'm accustomed to, especially with 90s. You got a translucent midsole across the entire thing, and then I guess a sail color for the core portion of the actual outsole of the shoe. Clean, and you have looks like white or sail air unit inside there. Also a nice little orange hit like you get on all the other shoes for the Off-White branding there. And then the shoelaces are extras. You get white flats, green flats, black flats, and orange flats inside there. Overall, very well executed. And they all say shoelace across there, kind of like a homage to Off-White, because they throw little quotation marks on all their stuff. But let's move along to the next shoe. Next up on the hit list is the Air Blazer Mid. The price point on the Air Max 90 was $160, I believe. Just a heads up on that. These are $130. Size 10.5 Blazers usually run a little bit bigger for me, so not my favorite model, but this grew on me quite a bit. I mean, I'm saying the Blazer is my favorite model, by the way, not so much the shoe itself. Next, inside here, let's get these out. I've been doing some lace swappage. Blazer. fire. As you can see, I swapped out the laces already. I've been trying to figure out how to wear them, or actually when to wear them, but I just threw the orange as a solid colorway in there to kind of match up with the little hang piece off of the swoosh area. Over exaggerated swoosh on here in rubber, very, very clean. Inverted again on the material, so it's like the inside of the mesh. You got a new buck going down the whole lace area. I wouldn't say the best leather in this area here for the collar, but it is what it is. A little exposed foam rolling around the, I guess the heel window you would call it, with the Nike debossed in there with that BS nubuck or whatever have you, but price point was $130, so I was very pleased with that. You got a SKU number for the inverted portion of this heel cup area. The rubber from the swoosh wraps around, and on the medial side you have Off-White for Nike, Nike Blazer Mid, Beaverton, Oregon, USA, see Blazer Mid most likely underneath that, but you can't see it. And then your tongue has got the over-exaggerated foam exposed like an OG tongue. Same thing, mesh on your toe box area, abbreviated because this is a blazer. You have your over-exaggerated rubber from your midsole that stretches over the toe cap. And outsole, just basic rubber, kind of clean. Oh, there go the black laces. And you got some extras in here as well. Obviously, you got the orange laces that came with them, the white lace that came with them, the green, and then the black, which I was looking for, but there's inside the shoe. So overall, honestly, it's a dope look. With I'm actually wearing jeans that I would probably wear with these, so when I do the on foot, you guys will get to see everything. I might be doing the on foots in succession with the shoes. You have to wait till the end to see what they all look like on foot, because I feel like that's just doing too much. But let's get on to the next one. Next up, we got the Air Force 1 Low. 170, size 10.5. I kind of stuck true with everything. Air Force 1 usually runs a little full for me. I wasn't sure what these were gonna do, but I was right on target with that. So your regular size in Air Force 1, typical box, open it up. The shoes are out, they're next to me because I've been wearing them. Try and find my laces. All right. Nike box is inverted just like all the other ones, so whatever the shoe is, the inversion would be that specific shoe or model of shoe. The Air Jordan 1 is really the only one that has like a different inside. I think the Blazer, they all say Nike just like this. On this one it's set for the Air Jordan 1, which is Jordan box inverted. Just a heads up, I'm gonna throw these here. Now, I've already been wearing these quite a bit. I was pleasantly surprised. One of the shoes I was probably going to pass on, and by chance, it was like a raffle winning thing. They just kind of fell in my lap, and I don't mean to rub it in anybody's face that didn't get a pair, but this is the pair I was going to pass on. And whatever, it's probably one of my favorite pairs now because I've worn the shit out of them. I was gonna wait to do the review, but they just look so good on foot that I just had to keep it moving. As you can see, you got some welded technology across the toe cap area here. I'll just roll it around so you can see what I'm talking about. Typically, I don't like Air Force 1s because it's all leather and it creases and it's hard to keep track. I got to put a decreaser and then be very diligent about putting a shoe tree inside after just to keep this creasing out. Easy to wear, super simplistic. You got a clear swoosh on this, same stitching like you would get from any one of the other shoes with the swoosh aside from the Blazer, which has the exaggerated rubber. You got your little orange tab again. Reversed or inverted mesh on the side panel. Again, welded technology across the heel area or across the ankle area. Exposed foam on the upper portion of the ankle area. Exposed foam on the top of the tongue. Inverted mesh for the tongue. Very, very comfortable. I got them dirty already. Jesus. That's the only thing about these shoes. Like, there's really no protecting them whatsoever. So if you're gonna get them dirty, you're getting them dirty. I'll probably do a cleaning session sooner or later, but who cares about that right now. Mesh on the upper portion of the toe box. As you can see, like when I say it's inverted, like this, if this was flipped, you wouldn't see any of this stitching here, and it would be welded, and you wouldn't see any of this. You would just kind of see like a lace or like a cutoff area. Do I have an Air Force 1 around here? No, I don't. But it wouldn't look, even though it looks clean as hell, it wouldn't look like this because obviously it's inverted. You got that little BS nubuck going across the whole grommet area, lacing up the shoe. That inverted mesh down the entire tongue. A couple of welded pieces in there, in smart choices too, because that's where your laces slide through. So you want to have something a little bit more durable, just in case you get a pull on there or you pull too hard when you're lacing up your shoe. Outsole, it's got more of a translucent feel to it. It's getting a little dirty, but I don't see it getting too yellow. I mean, I could be wrong, but I should probably clean this up anyway. But air stamping on the midsole in quotation marks. Heel cup portion as a logo and the Nike swoosh on there. And the swoosh goes all the way wrapped around with some more inverted mesh underneath there. A lot of the pieces are almost detachable, but you can kind of feel underneath, which is kind of fire. Very, very clean. I like this shoe a lot. Very easy to wear, even though it's all white. The welded technology makes this portion and the rubber midsole very easy to clean. I'm a little bit worried about this mesh area up top here. I don't know how I'm going to clean that, but I'll figure it out sooner or later. Your lace option's a little different than all the other shoes. There is another pair of white laces that are just white and more of a mesh feel to them that go through here. I don't know where they are right now because whatever it is, what it is. This pair has a green tip to it. The black pair has an orange tip to it. So if you notice the other shoes while you were watching, there was an orange pair, a black pair, a white pair, and a green pair. The way that they broke that up was they gave you an all white, and then they gave you a white with a green and a black with an orange. I don't know why it wasn't the same as all the other shoes, but that's a question for Virgil himself. All shoes come with this little hang tag. I kind of left it in this one. I don't know why. I went a little hype beastie. I was very happy to wear them. I have no idea why I did that, but I did. And I like the way it looks. You'll see it when it's on foot. Let's get into the next shoe. Next up in the lineup, I have no idea because I'm just grabbing them at random. Let's turn it up. Oh, yes. The 10 Nike Air VaporMax FK. 250 was the retail, kind of up there considering it is VaporMax, but I mean, it is what it is. Orange box on the inside. I don't know why this is an orange box and not one of the new gray boxes, because these come in the gray or white box. Whatever, who cares? Put them out of the box, get into it. VaporMax, probably one of my more favorite shoes to drop this. Oh my God, I got them so dirty. What the hell? As you can see, I've worn them. Probably one of my favorite shoes to drop from Nike outside of their standard models this year. Very fire, very dope. I just like the aesthetic of the VaporMax, and now that it's been done in Off-White and some pieces are a little bit different, a little bit more exaggerated, I like it even more. This is probably my top three, was the Presto, the VaporMax, the Jordan 1. The Jordan 1 may have been bumped for the Air Force 1. I'm just saying. The Air Jordan 1's fire, but like that Air Force 1 is comfortable. It's easy to wear. It's super simplistic, but let's get back into this. Same thing. You got the 10 stamped on the footbed there. I don't have to pull every footbed out, but each one has that raised portion towards the front area like I showed you in the first shoe. If you're watching along the entire time, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, first shoe, I pull the footbed out. Let's get back into it. Anyway, you got an over-exaggerated tongue on this as well with the exposed foam. All attached like you would get with the VaporMax. The only thing that kind of throws me off is the way that the lace loops are set up. It's just like it feels like stitching, like triple layered, quadruple layered stitching. It felt weird when I was swapping the laces out. That was the only thing that kind of threw me off. You guys can just see they're just hanging on by a thread, so to speak. Not like it's dainty, but I feel like at some point that could get fucked and kind of throw me off a little bit. But I have white laces in here. That tongue stretches down. You have like a nubuck as the piece holding the laces together. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that, but I like the look of it because it's black on the, I guess, anthracite gray, you can call it. And then you got a little welded technology across the toe cap. You got your stitched in logo for the swoosh. You got a little orange hit again, elastic band around the collar for the ankle. Welded technology rolls off from the lateral side rolling into the heel cup area. You got a little air stamped in there with the quotation marks, VaporMax across the heel portion, and then on the medial side you got Off-White for Nike, Nike Air VaporMax, Beaverton, Oregon, USA, 2017. Outsole or VaporMax out bubble thing, whatever, in a triple black kind of feel. Very clean, super easy. Like I said, I've worn them a few times already. I couldn't wait to do the review. It was my birthday this past weekend, so like I wound up going out and I wore these, so I got to get this cleaned up. But fairly easy cleaned. It's fucking flying it. Who cares? Anyway, let's get into the next. Oh, before I get into the next shoe, you got your laces. Obviously, they came with white laces. They came with green laces because that's my lace setup. They also came with an orange lace and a black lace, much like all the other shoes. And now we can move on. Oh, geez. Nike Zoom Fly. Another one that just kind of fell in my lap. Right off the bat, this size 10.5 is no good. I definitely would need either an 11 or an 11.5. I tried to put my foot in there. I pulled a little BS footbed out. I'll show you what I mean in 1 second. Zoom Fly. It's clean. It's nice, very comfortable, very, very comfortable. It's my first time trying on a Zoom Fly, to say the least, and I was pleasantly surprised at how comfortable it was. I didn't realize the fit was so small though. Width-wise, it's fine. It's just length is a little bit short for me. If I wear a super invisible sock, it might work. I haven't really tried that yet. I just slipped my foot in there and realized it was a little snug. Basically, inverted clear mesh throughout. I wouldn't say clear mesh. It's like a translucent something. It kind of feels like mesh, actually. I don't know how they worked that out. You got a little welded technology across the toe cap here, hence the little shimmer. That clear translucent kind of mesh feel going across the entire upper. You got your rubber swoosh with your stitch exposed again. You got your orange little pull tab with a turquoise hit, it looks like, or like a bluish turquoise stitch to hold it in, unlike the other shoes. The other shoes are basically tonal to match. This one is the only one that has a different color. Your tongue, same thing going up the entire thing, welded technology to cap it off up here, but it's meshed throughout the entire upper of the tongue. Nike moniker on there as well. And just like the Air Force One laces, these come with just the tips, and there's 3 pairs. So this is the other set that comes in the Air Force One. Very nylon, very, very durable lace, but very, very thin. I didn't like the way it looked inside the shoe. The other is a white flat with a green tip, just like the Air Force One. Your foam has got a sail yellow to it, or more of a like a cream yellow to it, with the foam stamped on there in the Off-White tradition. Medial side, you got Off-White for Nike Zoom Fly, Beaverton, Oregon, USA. Footbed is the same as always as the other shoes. You got that little ridge towards the front portion. The only thing that really fucks me up about this shoe is the fact that it's see-through. Either you're wearing dope socks or you're gonna get called out for being barefoot in your sneakers. There's no hiding it. Most people like these joints to run in. I'm not really a jogger. I got a bad back, so I don't really mess with any of that stuff, but very, very comfortable. You can see it has a nice roll to it, so when you're running, you kind of take off with it. Very simplistic. It's clean. It's easy. Not my favorite, but it's in there, so might as well review it. And last but not least, we got the Airmax 97 OG, size 11. The only one I went with a size 11 because I wear size 11 in all of my 97s. And I'm very upset because it's a little too big. I'll explain why momentarily. Let me pull them out of the box. Boom, there it is. Last piece of this review. So you got Airmax 97, your little waves going across the whole thing, inverted on the mesh, so nothing is really too raised. You can see all of the technology or the welded technology on the inverted side or the inside of the shoe. Very, very thin. There's no material to this, which is why the going a half a size up didn't really work out in my favor. Basically what happens is, because there's no real nylon, there's no real cushion or material on the inside of the shoe, it takes away and gives you tons more room inside, so your foot's going to move around a little bit more. 10.5 would have sufficed for me just fine in this, but we'll get into the rest of this ghosted out pair. Black Nike swoosh painted into the material. Kind of fire, actually. I like the way that looks. You got air stamped in there with the quotation marks. Same thing like the Zoom Fly with the turquoise stitching to cap off the pull tab in orange, rolling around to the heel portion. Well, the technology going down the pull tab of the sneaker. You can see the stitches in there in black, kind of fire too. There's a lot of detailing effects to the shoes that like most people won't catch on their first time around. Very, very, very clean. I didn't even see that the first time I looked at these shoes, so kudos to Virgil for that. Medial side, Off-White for Nike, Airmax 97, Beaverton, Oregon. You could have guessed the C is going to be 1997 in there. And then the rest of the shoe, basically welded technology on the toe cap or the lower portions of the mudguard wrapping into the toe cap. That's good for just keeping the shoe clean, easily wiped off. You could use a fucking Windex wipe to get the shoe clean. It doesn't make a difference. You got a white air unit inside, and then I guess translucent outsole with a nice orange hit with the Nike swoosh. You got extra laces just like the Air Force One. Round joint. Well, these you get. Well, I think you got flats. You get flats in the Air Force One. These are rounded out with the shoelace stamping on there with the green, black with the orange, and this is exactly like the Air Force One. These are Air Force One laces and Zoom Fly laces. Tongue I didn't get into. Welded technology or mesh translucent mesh going all the way up into some welded technology on the upper portion. You got your Nike moniker again, Off-White on the footbed down there. See if I can move that out of your way. Off-White on the footbed down there. And then same thing, the footbed's removable if you need it to be removed, but overall super simplistic, very easy. A little bit more narrow than I'm used to on an Airmax 97, but it is what it is, as they say. Overall, I hope the breakdown helped you out a little bit of all the shoes. If you were thinking about purchasing, I know resale has dropped a little bit on all of them. There will be on feets of all of the feets. And yeah, I think those are all the shoes that I had to review. Anyway, let me get out of here. If you guys aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. You have any questions or comments, hit me in the comment section. As always, please guys, if you have anything you need to know about anything, if I can help you out, hit me in the comment section. I got a couple people hit me up for legit checks on certain shoes. I'm not a professor at this shit, but I own a lot of their shoes and I know that they're all real because of where I buy them from. So basically I just do a compare and contrast. So if you guys need help legit checking stuff, or you need to like compare boxes or whatever it is, just hit me up in the comment section, DM me on the Instagram. I don't have a problem answering any of these questions. That's what I'm here for. And happy holidays. Peace.